Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. Good evening to you all. Third time, hat-trick today, coming to you live and direct to discuss Leeds United versus Norwich. And I brought, the GOAT, one of the GOATs of the tactical content creation sphere, Mr. Ben Locke. Locke, how are you, my man?
Yeah, all right, mate. As mentioned before, I've had a good nap, so I feel all right at the moment. It'd be annoying at 3 a.m. when I can't sleep.
I was going to say,
you know
it's late, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, but I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Got that car, didn't I? Check engine light came on. Went to garage. 60 quid for him to put a fucking computer in just to tell me what's up with it. And I've got to go back on Wednesday, and it's either going to cost 150 or 290, depending on the problem. I've only had it a week. Fucking hell. I don't, mate. I could cry. So outside of that, I'm all right.
That's a nightmare.
Yes, it is, exactly. But hey, he says once that's done, it'll be sound. So we'll wait. It is what it is. DPF problem, apparently. Something that happens a lot with diesels. I mean, it's very old. It's old. So
it is what it is. Cars, mate.
Nah, neither do I, mate. He was talking to me at the garage. I haven't got a clue what you're going on about, mate. I can't lie to you.
How much do I need to pay?
Yeah. Mate, do you know all they did, right, as well, right? It just comes over, yeah? Puts the machine in. Literally 2 minutes. Beep, beep, beep. Right, yeah, that's the problem. Okay, no worries, yeah. Bring it in on Wednesday. That's £50 plus VAT for the diagnostic. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. What, you robbing bastards? Someone commented on my video, said, Joe, buy your own. They'll charge you 50 quid. They did. Yeah, Del Boy sold me the car, exactly, yeah. Shouldn't buy them off Marketplace, yeah, exactly. Sean says the person Joe gets all his opinions from. Fuck off, Sean. Listen, bro. I give credit where credit's due, by the way. I always shout out people. But Sean, you were coming very I saw you on Connor's thing coming and trying to dig me out on that. I was a bit like, okay. So next time you come on the live phone and you're getting properly grilled. And let's see if you properly know ball. Instead of just saying words like Moyes wins. You know what I mean? We will be there. Listen, folks, smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. Right. We seen today, we got the really bad news, mate, that Ampadu, the injury is worse than we all probably hoped for, and he's going to be out till 2025, more than likely, before he touches grass again anyway, from a first-team perspective. What's your reaction to that initially, mate?
Oh, man. Good. Absolutely good. I know, he's probably not been as good as last year yet in terms of throughout the season, but I do think the club captain, Ethan Ampadu, I think everyone likes Ethan Ampadu. No one's got a problem with Ampadu. He's a top performer. And even in the last kind of 2 games, I think he's been brilliant. I thought before he went off, I thought he was really, really good. And he's the club captain. You know what I mean? To not have the club captain on the pitch for 4 months or whatever it is, it's 3 months, whatever. It's a bit gutting. Daniel Farker said it. He's the most important player, and he is. He's the captain. He's the guy that plays literally every minute through thick and thin. He's always playing in it. So he sets the standard of the club. He sets the standard of the team. I'm gutted for him. I'm gutted for us, to be honest, mate. It's a bit of a stinker, that one. I can't lie. Combined with the other injuries as well, it's not great.
It's not great, is it? No. Schmidt out, Solomon out, James out, Vober also needing surgery, and then it's mad we've got a midfielder injured, but then I'm more concerned about centre back if we got an injury to Strauch or Rodon, or even a suspension.
Well, that's it. We've got to now go. Well, I think it was Wober 6 weeks, but then it'll take 1 or 2 to get back into it. Won't it? So we're talking 8 to 10 weeks without a single centre back injury.
Yeah,
and Strauch has an injury.
He's always gets injured, doesn't he? At least once a season.
So that's 10 weeks without a single injury. And look, I like James DeBay, I do. I think we talked about him in pre-season. He's really good actually when he played. But this is a different kettle of fish now. This is serious, and Yeah, I hope it don't come down to that yet. I think he's very young and he needs time. So, look, some of us wanted a centre back, mate. Some of us were crying out for someone like McNulty who can come in, play centre back or left back type thing. We ain't got that. We've been unlucky, to be fair, with the injuries in centre back. Seems everyone's injured there, but yeah, we've not got a lot of depth, to be honest, in that position. And it's showing now with Ampadu out as well. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's not great. Obviously, what this means is, as the thumbnail and title suggests, we have a midfield pairing more than likely to be Gruev and Tanaka. I think the improvement, Lockie, from last season is the fact that, imagine Ampadu gets injured last season, we're all like worried. This season we got, okay, we've got depth there. You've got Charlie Crew, if needed, can take a place on the bench. You've obviously got Rothwell, but you would imagine the fact that Tanaka came on at the weekend and knowing how glowing Farke speaks of him, that these two will be the midfield pairing moving forward.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. And look, as it is a bit doom and gloom, it does bring opportunity for other players. Like you said, Charlie Crew now is, I don't think he'll feature, let me just clarify that, but he's a bit closer. He might get a little bit of a chance, a few more minutes at the end of the games when we're comfortable. Might take his chance at some point. You never know. This could happen. This happens in football. And we get to see Tanaka, not in the way we wanted to, is it really? We didn't want to see him at a detriment of Ethan Ampadu, but we do. He's there, him and Gruev. I'm looking forward to that. I still think them two are that's a proper midfield by the looks of it. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, it is like that. And it's the same for Solomon's injury. It brought Ramazani, and look at him now. He's flying. Yeah. He looks really good. It's just, I just hope it stops there, to be honest. I don't think we can afford any more. I think we're right on the edge of it being a bit of a big problem, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was looking at the bench earlier, Joe. I've got it here 1 minute. I was just looking at it. And our bench now currently is DeBeo, Rothwell, Pirro, Byron, Bamford, Crew, and Gelhardt. Yeah.
Almost like last season, isn't it?
That's the point. And you look at the guys that are out. You got Solomon, James, Voba, Ampadu, Schmidt. That's a good out list. Hopefully James is soon. I don't think he's too long. I think after the international break, potentially.
You would hope.
Solomon, who knows? Hopefully sooner rather than later. Voba long term, Ampadu long term, and Schmidt hopefully sooner rather than later. So we just got to get through these next 2 games, to be honest, mate, without any more, and a few weeks to recover. Then, aren't they? We should be all right. But it's a bit worrying when you do look at the bench, to be fair. 2 youth prospects on there in Crew and DeBeo. Rothwell's not a bad option on the bench, I guess. Pirro's been doing his thing. Byram's a backup, and then Gelhardt now. It's
not ideal, is it? Like you say, hopefully we can get through these few weeks. How do you think the midfield dynamic will work? Because obviously, I think we were all taken by surprise at the weekend when Tanaka came on and played predominantly deeper than Gruev at times. How do you expect? Like Oscar made a good point earlier, actually, that could have been down to game state and him not wanting to change too much. How do you think that midfield dynamic will work for these next 2 for the foreseeable with Gruev and Tanaka in there?
Yeah, I think. Well, he came on in the middle of the game. I think Farke wanted to leave Gruev where he was and just change one thing with Ampadu and Tanaka, not put Gruev back, then put Tanaka in the 8. Just leave it as it is and just change it like for like potentially, but. I don't actually know, to be honest, because I think Tanaka can do both very well. I prefer him higher up, just because I think he does the same thing deeper, that higher up as well. He's not one of them who struggles deeper or higher up. He can do both. But I think Gruev's been really good in that role in the 8, and he's made it his own. But we know Gruev can do both. So whatever it is, whatever it looks like, I like it. I think they share good attributes of each other, Gruev and Tanaka. I think they're both very good on the ball. Gruev's underrated on the ball for me. People say he's just a tackler and stuff. He's excellent on the ball. It's just sometimes about that decision making, I think, at times. That quick pass, that quick release, that taking that risk. But he did it at the weekend. He did it a few times and we nearly scored from it. I don't know what he'll do. I think this is what I like about them two. They're both quite adjustable. I think if you'd have said last year, he'd 100% Gruev in the 6, Tanaka a bit higher. But I think no one can deny Gruev's made that role his own this season. And it could be either. I know it's a bit, I don't know. It could be either, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I won't be bothered either way. And that's the joy of it as well. If we start with one higher up, what's to say if it's not working, we can change it a little bit.
Yeah.
we're a possession-based team mainly. So with that, the midfielders do a lot of movement anyway. The situations change. Gruev might drop between the centre backs. Saka might do it. One thing that our centre mids do a lot when we go into a back three in possession, it's usually Gruev actually in that role. Often goes left back, then Firpo pushes up to make the three.
Yeah.
That happens as well.
Yeah, it does.
So I think it's a good lineup.
It is.
Either way, I'm happy.
Yeah. And like you say, everyone's going to be able to get a proper look at Tanaka now, aren't they? And see. Because there's been a lot of hype surrounding him and people wanting him in the side and stuff. And obviously, like you mentioned, we'd rather it come in different circumstances. But this is what you have a squad for, right? So we've got that. So so happy days. Would you be looking to make any changes with the fact we've got game Tuesday, game Friday, or do you think? I know Farker said last season it's early part of the season they can get through 3 games in 6 days.
Yeah.
I think he'll be reticent to want to change a winning formula that played so well against Coventry. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he'll change anything. And to be honest, mate, I don't think he's had the time. If you're changing something, a personnel, you kind of need a week to get them into the new role kind of thing and figure out what you're going to do in that position. We've had so we played Saturday, so you've got Sunday recovery, then session. So maybe 3 or 4 sessions. That's not a lot. That's at most as well. One of them will be a recovery session. So maybe 3 full-on sessions where you're working on the game and the opposition. So I think for both teams, usually in their midweek games, you don't change too much. You kind of have to keep it the same because you still have the time, to be fair.
Yeah.
So, who we got there? To be honest, mate, we haven't really got much changes.
Outside of it, especially with Schmidt, James, Solomon, all these.
All the guys that you think, they could come in and do a job for a game, they're not there. So you're bringing Bamford, starting Perot, like what you're doing. So it'll be the same, I think. Hopefully they all stay fit.
Yeah. I know that's the thing, innit? Every press conference now we're going to be like, any more injuries, you know what I mean? So it's a long old season and it's going to be tough. Norwich up next, mate, and Sunderland on Friday. Out of that, we are going to focus more so on Norwich, but out of the two, which do you think is going to be the toughest for Leeds? It's a difficult question.
It is the toughest. I think they're both tough, but obviously, they are both tough. They're both good teams. I don't think Norwich's home record's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, someone said they haven't been beaten a year. I think something like that.
Yeah, wow,
something like that. I swear.
And Sunderland are doing really good this year. I think they're both difficult in different ways. To be fair, I think in terms of personnel and form, you'd probably argue Norwich is the easier game. But they've got one of the best players in the league in Boris Sainz, he's got 6 goals in 7 games. Like he's flying and he looks clinical. Every chance he seems to get, he's taking. He scored a great goal the other day. The ball was out, by the way, for the build-up, but just back heels it past the keeper. Like Danny Welbeck did that time for England, a bit like that. It was lovely. So they both bring the challenges. Good manager. They play good football. Sunderland will be similar. It's one of them, like, in isolation, if we were kind of cruising a bit at the top, you could probably be all right with a point.
Yeah.
In each one, because they're both good teams, take a point and then beat the team's bone. But because they're back-to-back, you kind of can't really go point for point. You kind of think you need a win and a,
what's a good points return for you, Locke?
4. I'd be very happy with 4. Yeah, I would. I don't know which way, to be honest. I think if we get a win, I'd be all right. I don't usually do this. I'd be all right with a draw against Norwich and then a win before international break. I think that'd be a good little way to end it. Either way around, I think the performance is important. I think the fans want to see that. We showed that home performance the other day was excellent. Now we've got 2 tough away performances. This league keeps bringing up tests, doesn't it? It keeps throwing tests in our way. You've got teams in good form, you've got physical teams, you've got, there's a lot in it. So 4 points to me, mate. What do you think? Would you be happy with 4?
Yeah. I mean, I don't, like you said, I don't even think 2's that bad, but I want to win at least one of them. I think the way I see it is like 2's okay, 3 will be good, 4 great, 6 amazing. Do you know? I think you get 4 points, you could be sat in top 2. for the international break.
Exactly.
You know, 6 would definitely be in there, I think. So
and then after international break, obviously you got Sheffield United.
Yeah.
After that, the fixtures then
turned, don't they? Yeah.
Win.
Yeah,
Should
you
be
would hope.
win. So
yeah,
we've had a tough start when you think about like good teams in there, and even teams that are not really near the top of the league, like a Cov, for example. Cov are good. Like they won't be down there. They'll sort something out. They'll figure it out, and they'll be fine for that top 6. I'm sure they will. It is a tough start, to be fair. Even Portsmouth, man, like drawing with Sheffield United as well.
Yeah.
Like, and missed a lot of chances in that game, by the way. I was watching the highlights. Sheffield United's keeper made 2 or 3 good saves. So it's not been that bad of a start.
No,
from
it
a results
hasn't.
perspective, when you look at it. So
Yeah.
I'd still though. I don't want to lose. As long as we don't get a loss, I'll actually be all right, I think.
Yeah. And look, Friday night will be tough. They'll sell out. It'll be a jam-packed stadium. They're doing well. They'll be up for it. Leeds coming to town, etc. So that'll provide its different challenges as well.
Can I just ask Joe? I didn't ask. Are you worried about Ampadu in there? Do you think that'll affect him?
I'm all right, mate, with the personnel.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess I am all right with the personnel. I guess it's a leadership perspective. Who's going to take that? Because Strouk's quite silent. Rodon's more of a moaner. People maybe see him more of like he's not. He just whinges. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's really a leader. I think he's more of a moaner. I think probably look to Firpo perhaps as being the elder statesman and having that bit about him. But it is quite a young squad. I think we're seeing a more mature non-tour, new contract this season. Looks a different player, but
he was brilliant on it over there.
Yeah, really, mate, he was amazing.
That's the player. Yes. I know we've been a little critical of him. That's the guy we want.
I think the last 2 games has been really good, Lockie.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he's been really good.
About time.
Yeah, so I think maybe look to Firpo potentially. Because I think Strouk's just quite quiet in it. And listen, leaders aren't like they were back in the day when you had your Patrick Vieira's, your Lucas Radebys, your Roy Keane, Gary Kelly's, all these people. They weren't them back in the day. Now you don't really have to be giving it all this to you on the pitch. I don't think.
I think Strouk's a bit of a kind of reliable source that people maybe you can speak to and stuff like that. He seems like a really level-headed guy that you can have a chat to and calm everything down. So maybe you don't have to be allowed to be a leader. It's about delegation and making sure everyone's doing the right thing. Some people hate being screamed at. Some people it motivates them. You've got to understand personalities in the team. Who can you shout at? Who can you encourage? Who can you just leave? Because I was the type of player, mate, to be honest, if people screamed at me, I'd just tell you F off. I hated it. If I've made a mistake, I know I've made a mistake, I'll work on it myself. Then you have people who, when they get shouted at, it motivates them and they love it. So just about understanding who. And to be fair, I was watching when Tanaka came on, he were demanding people, he was telling people.
Yeah.
When we had that ball at the back, he was telling people where to go. So, Farker spoke about him today, didn't they, in the presser about how he is learning English and how good he is already at it and stuff like that. So, it was Tanaka's a bit of a in there, just speaking, constantly talking, just give him information and stuff like that. So, it's looking all right.
We'll be all right. Now, in terms of Norwich, mate, I don't know much at all about their new gaffer, the style they're going to play, what to expect from them, mate. So I just wanted to have a chat about them, like what, because I think someone messaged me earlier to say they'd watched the presser. And the manager said that they will go for it against Leeds United. Big up Grim Reaper for that. But so are we expecting an end-to-end transitional game? Like, how do you think it'll go?
I mean, from their end, I think that's what they'll want. Yeah, I do. He's a good coach. I think he won the league with Norwich. I think he won it.
Right.
I think he won it. But he's known for getting the best out of young players, basically. That's what he's really good at. Honestly, he's a good coach. I was shocked he actually came to Championship. To be fair, I thought he might have got a top European job, like in terms of top league European job.
Yeah,
but they play very good football if you let them. They're the type of team that they will always look for a forward pass. Always, they can play it side to side if they have to, but the second there's an option to play it forward, even if it's a risk, they'll do it. And the movement in front of the defense is constant, so there'll be constant rotations. They won't stop rotating. So we have to be 1000% concentrated. And if we are going to press, if we do decide to do that, it's got to be 100% on it, because they're the type of team with the amount of movement they do. If I'm pressing on it, they'll just pass it round us, and there'll be spaces. And when they're in spaces, that's where they're dangerous. So honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea to sit deeper at times against them. I'll be honest, just to stop that counter. I wouldn't mind it. And then that's where it becomes transitional, I guess, because then you play counter and they play counter. Or we could try and do what we usually do and just dominate teams. Yeah. Win the ball back quickly when we lose it to stop any counter. And that's why I'm annoyed with Ampadu, because I think he's been great in this game, because any counter they try to do, he stops it. But we don't have him, so we might have to adjust slightly. They're a good teammate. They've got some good players. Obviously, I mentioned Borja Sainz. He's clinical. If he gets out in front of goal, it's probably going to go in. So I don't know whether we...
You weren't even starting at times for them last season either, was he?
No, he was a bit inconsistent, but he's always had that little bit of spice about him, Annie. But yeah, he's got 6 goals in 7 games. He scored a hat-trick at the weekend. Like, he's very good. He is very good. So, and he'll be on that left, I believe, and maybe he'll play centrally. But big test for our fullbacks again. They've got get the names here. They've got some good young players they just signed, actually.
They brought in Callum Doyle, have they, as well?
Centre back here.
Yeah, he was on loan at Leicester, I think, last season, Callum Doyle. Yeah.
Yeah, they have. They brought, there's loads. They've got some good players. Like I said, they brought a guy from Bromby called Schwartau, a winger, 18 years old, I believe. Quick, direct winger who will look to go 1v1. This is what I mean. They're very, in 1v1 situations, they won't go back, they'll go forward and they'll attack you directly. So we've got to be on it. My information to the team would be man for man, the person in front of you, do your job. Be tight, do not give them any space. And God, don't let Borja Sainz anywhere near that goal. Make sure he's got no shot on. Foul him deeper if you have to. Don't care. Just try and slow the tempo of the game down at times, because they love that quick tempo. But I think we're a team that can thrive in that as well. If it is end-to-end game, I think it slightly favours us. But what I will say on that is, we've been quite good at not letting teams have chances. If it is an end-to-end game, we'll create more chances, but we'll also let more chances. So be clinical again. If we do get a chance, take it before they do, and then that might ruin their confidence. But because when we're ahead, I feel like we're a bit of a very good team when we're ahead.
Yeah, you can't
dictate it then.
Yeah.
So yeah, mate, I know I'm bigging them up, but I still think we'll win. I still think we're good enough to win. We just got to be on it, because they are a good team and they play with a lot of freedom.
Yeah, I'm looking here now. I'm just because I know their home record is amazing. Like Nigel says here, should be a close game, Joe, not 4-0 to you this time. Okay. My head says 2-2, heart says 3-2 Norwich win. With our home record, Leeds to go up automatic is my prediction. Just having a look. What is the actual home record then? I'm just seeing if the chat know, because everyone keeps mentioning this home record. Did I say I said it? Yeah, didn't I?
Did we beat them? I said
we beat them at their place. Yeah. So apparently, since last year it had been. So there, 5th of November, 22 games it is without a loss.
Was that since us?
Could well be.
Seems like around November, wasn't it? When we went behind, didn't we? Did we go behind? I think we went behind them.
We did win, though. We did beat them last season. Hang on, I'll have a look at the head-to-head.
It's all a blur.
Yeah, so Leeds won 4. Oh, no, we drew with them in May.
What score was it?
0-0. Oh, that was the playoff game. Ignore me. So we beat them in October. We beat them 21st of October, 3-2.
Yeah, we were 2-0 down, weren't we? Yeah.
Yes.
Somerville, I remember. Somerville.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. This time last season, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a different team to that, but
yeah, of course.
They will create chances. I think it's one of them where the XG might get over 1 this time, I'll be honest. But I feel like defensively as well, we can definitely get at them, for sure.
Yeah.
It's all about man for man, mate. Win our battles man for man. Don't give them any space.
Yeah.
And we should be all right. But it'll be tough. It will be tough.
Yeah. Safin when Farker chucked everyone on and we went 9-1-1. Yeah. And like Unambiguous says, all records made to be broken. And look, our away form this season's been great, mate. We've only dropped points against West Brom. Every other game we've won. We've not conceded a goal away from home. If anyone's going to beat you, I think at the minute it'll be Leeds United. We've shown that with Sheff Wednesday. They're really good at home, and they beat West Brom at the weekend. And we go there, we beat them, do a professional job. I think we could see maybe Leeds. I don't know. Maybe play similarly to how we did in the second half against Coventry at the weekend, with us being away. Do you think, and maybe let them come on and try get them on the counter, or do you think he will go that aggressive start like we did against Cov?
Do you know what? I wouldn't hate that. As long as it's an all game, if we can make the first 25, 30 minutes, not that we sit really deep, but, we're a bit more conservative and don't give them spaces early on when they've got all their energy and they want to go for it in front of the crowd. Just kind of dead the crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
Just shut shop up a little bit and just be dangerous on the counter. I won't hate that. We did it a few times last year and it got us results. But I think the way we're playing and the confidence we have, I think it's fair to say again that we might, maybe like the Cov game, maybe we'll start off dominating the ball, get a goal, and then maybe sit a bit deeper, potentially.
Yeah.
But look, big up to them. They're a good team. They play some decent stuff, but we're a very good team, and everyone's just
I feel we're the team to beat, Lockie. We're the most informed team over the last 5 games in the league. We sit top of the form table. I know we've lost once in that time, but we are all the rest are positive results. I feel like we're the team this season. I've just been listening to Don't Go to Bed Just Yet, and they were saying it'd be nice for Leeds United to be the team being chased for once instead of having to do the catching, if you like. So I wouldn't mind. That's how I feel. Actually, I said front and centre game week 1, and people were coming for me after that take, but I didn't expect us to win every single game of football. But basically, outside of the Portsmouth game, which was a bit of a freak, and the Burnley, I don't think we've been bad. West Brom you could look at, but again, you might look back on that and say that's a good point come the end of the season. So, okay, the performances haven't been scintillating, but I think we've been, just knocking them out of the park. And to be honest, I do think we'll win tomorrow, mate. I think we'll have too much for Norwich. They might, it might be one of our toughest tests.
Definitely.
But what's really frustrating me, mate, is every time we beat a team, it's they're rubbish. They're rubbish. They're rubbish. Oh, well, that's why, because they're rubbish. And
I saw people saying we play better teams than Burnley. I'm like, will we?
No, yeah.
They're a first-year parachute payment team. Who have players like Koleosho should not be in this league like we were last year. They're the best team we'll play this year. Burnley, they are, and we were the better team. This is it. Like everyone, there's a lot of teams in this league who are kind of at that similar level. Even if you're 15th or kind of 6th, 7th, they're all very similar. They play similar ways. But for us, we're just kind of passing the tests. I think in terms of how we're playing and how we're dominating games, we are a bit front and center in that sense. Because teams are not coming to Leeds and playing the way they play. They're changing how they play. They're not playing as aggressive as they usually do. Like Cov weren't. I thought they'd be more aggressive. They weren't, because we were dominant. Sheffield Wednesday as well dominated Hull City. Dominated them. These are teams that like to be on the ball and are dangerous, but against us they weren't. So from that sense, we are front and centre. Burnley came to us, played a low block. That's because we are the top dogs, and there's just some inconsistencies that we need to iron out, and that's it for me. As we go in the season, as we get into January, February, and all that, there will be different sides to it. The injury side of it, that is a big factor. The mentality thing, we'll find out later on in the season if we are front and centre. Then, if we are top of the league, do these young lads have that mentality to keep?
Because they struggled with it last year, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. That is still something that we will hopefully get to find out anyway. But I think we're expecting perfection. I think we're expecting every single game to be like the Coventry game. But the fact of the matter is that you've got 11 players on the pitch, and not all of them are going to play that well every game. You're going to have games where you're probably not the better team. How many there were games last year, even on Bielsa, mate? I remember 4 or 5 games off the top of my head where we weren't great, but we just win a one. Remember that game against Barnsley?
Oh yeah, of course.
Wow, we got battered for 60 minutes, but the win felt so good afterwards. Even the Swansea one. I remember the season before against West Brom, when it was West Brom near the top, and I think we won 1-0. I was there, but we went 1-0 up, and we just sat deep. And for whatever reason, we just couldn't get it out, and they were all over us for 60, 70 minutes. But we won. And sometimes you learn a lot from that. So there will be games where we'll be under the caution. It's about just getting through it. But right now, we look like we're flying. We're dominating every game. You know, there's still inconsistencies, but we look pretty good.
Yeah. Where do you think tomorrow, obviously, because having a look, and it is just who scored, they say that they're quite susceptible to attacks down the wing, whether that's because they play narrow potentially, I'm not too sure, but we've seen a real, especially in the last game, a more variety in terms of getting it down the wings and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Getting it down the right-hand side specifically more so as well. And I feel that that's a real area we need to continue to capitalise on, especially if we're going to play them balls over the top that we saw from Tanaka and Gruev in the second half.
Yeah, they are susceptible defensively, I will say that. Like they won 3-2 against Derby, and Derby could have scored 2 or 3 more. They hit the bar twice, I think. So it will be an end-to-end game in that sense. It might not be. We might absolutely dominate. Like, bigging them up, we might dominate. You know, I big Coventry up a bit and we dominated them. So, but in a game where, you know, if we're not quite on it, it will get quite end-to-end. But yeah, I love that about the other day. We're using Jayden Bogle finally. How many times have we been screaming at the TV to give it him down the right? He's making the runs every time. And we've just not been using him. But we used him. And Bogle, look, in that final third, Bogle's a decent player there. He was in the Prem. You know, defensively in the Prem, no questions. But in the final third in the Prem, for Sheffield United, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Goals and assists. He's a good player.
He was one of their better players last year in the Prem. Yeah.
And that's it. That's use him. Use him. He's not the best defender in the world. He never will be. But he's a really good attacker. Use that. And it's so good to see. And that ball from Gruev, that first-time ball into Bogle in the box, like that was beautiful. Like, stuff like that. Yeah, they've got... I can't remember who the other wing is. There's one winger called Fisher, and there's another guy. I can't remember who it is. They're good players, but they're very aggressive. And they do get high, and they will dive in. So they will be susceptible to counters, is what I will think. Look, as much...
See, the thing is with me, Lockie, I go, if they want to play, then we'll win. Yeah. I just think if you have a gun shootout with Leeds United, we're going to win. So I'm quite excited about these next two.
Theoretically, yeah. But again, say we do that and they have a chance, we have 2 chances, but then we don't take them.
Yeah, of course. We've got to be clinical. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a key thing. And we have been a bit wasteful. But we were good the other day in terms of in front of... Well, to be fair, I still think we should have scored 2 or 3 more against Cov, to be honest. We had some decent chances. But whichever way it is, mate, look, I think we'll win the game. I'm confident we'll win the game. Be a tough one. I think there'll be times in the game where we have to just soak pressure up a little bit, maybe. Like they're not like Cov, they are in good form. The crowd back the manager, they back the team. They're in a good place right now. But I back us. We're in a good place right now.
Yeah,
you know, and we've got some absolute quality.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we have, mate. It's been, you know, it's been, yeah, class of late. You know, seem what a lot of us expected would come anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like down the road, and if he was to get positive results in these next 2, I just think it'd be massive going into the international break as well. A win tomorrow night and everyone will be bouncing. What's that then? 3 on the spin, is it? You know, like it's it gives a totally different feel for the season, and we're going up against some of the better teams in the league now as well. And I just think, I don't know about you, Lockie, but I just think, without being too like arrogant, I think the league's pish, mate. I think it's really pish this year compared to last. Anyway, I think it is.
Yeah, I remember I was watching the Derby Norwich game, It was entertaining, like, you know what I mean? It was end to end. It was a good game, but I'm looking at that going, they don't do that against us, these teams, because we don't allow it. Because we are, genuinely, in terms of shape, on and off the ball, our shape is just very, very good. It is. You see, we kind of don't have these end-to-end games. We've not had one yet, I don't think. The Portsmouth one we dominated. I don't know if it was 3-3, but it weren't end-to-end, were it really? It was, you know, they had half chances and they took them all. They were really clinical. But yeah, I think it's more competitive in the sense that there's probably 12 teams that finish in the top 6, I think, this year. You know what I mean? It is competitive. You've got teams beating, you know, you've got lower teams beating top teams. It's good. It's good from an entertainment perspective. But I think we just need a run, don't we? We need a proper run now. Just a proper good run of 6-7 wins, you know, or 6-7-8 games without a loss.
6, 7, 8 games without a loss in this division, mate. I think we've got a gap.
Potentially, yeah. Who's top right now? Is it Blackburn?
West Brom, I think.
West Brom.
And then Blackburn second.
And respect to West Brom. Good team, good manager. Doing a lot with them players. But if that's the standard, do you know what I mean? If that's the standard, come on, let's
you got West Brom, Sunderland, Blackburn, Burnley, Leeds.
Yeah, it was kind of the way last year that Leicester, you know, even their fans didn't like it when they were dominating it, boring this, boring that. But they absolutely dominate the league for most part, didn't they? So maybe that's the way to win this league. With better players, you just bore the league out. Fine by me if we go to the Premier League, mate. I'm not.
That's what I mean. I don't care. Yeah,
but the standards. Yeah,
I quite like I quite like the way we're playing. Look, I quite like us going out and doing what we did in the first half. Then second half said, all right, we're going to conserve energy. You know, even though they had all the ball, we were still in control. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we were like, you can have the ball there, you can have the ball there, because you're not going to get through this. Do you know what I mean? So
it just crosses
on and off the ball, exceptional.
We pat the middle so well. We always have. We did it last year, to be fair. We're always good at that. And any ball that comes into that box, then you force them across us. Just gets headed out. But the important thing about that is you've got to make sure if your ball does get headed out to the edge of the box, then you've got to be on it at the edge of the box. Don't leave no spaces. And we are. And that's where you have 2 or 3 guys there. And then we count out. I think it's underrated how good we are off the ball. Like, very good. We're good on the ball. We're still a bit inconsistent for me. And the tempo is a bit meh at times. But off the ball, mate, I think we're excellent. You know, after that Middlesbrough game, and maybe the Portsmouth one, I know that there were loads of that Middlesbrough game, man. Oh God, remember all the gaps and stuff that were bad. I know it was a rotated team, but it's still Leeds United. Like, I think Farker saw that and went, right, the next 2 weeks we're working on that shape because that ain't happening. And you can tell we've worked on it because bar a mistake, a slip from Solomon, that's the only time we've been exposed.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's that's really good.
Like, it's insane. It's insane that we're that good. If that makes sense, it is. It's mad that we're that good, in my opinion. Yeah, no, exactly. I think it's crazy just how good we are. So you're unchanged apart from Tanaka coming in for Ampadu, of course. It's going to be a good game of football, I think. Dan says, all I've seen all day on YouTube is you, Joe. It's got to be done, man. It's got to be done. Listen, you won't see me soon because obviously we got the bloody international break. So, although to be fair, that's what I bought FIFA for. So you will. So yeah, make sure you tune in. But let's. Jason says he enjoyed your video earlier, Lockie, about the team. Good stuff. Make sure you go on over and go check out Lockie's stuff. Give me a score prediction for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Lockie.
Oh God. Will they score? Is it feasible that we get another clean sheet? I feel like it'd be overkill if we get another one. It's too many. It's like that's like playing an amateur on FIFA, isn't it? Nah, 3-1. I think they'll get one.
I'm gonna go up. Yeah, 3-1. I'm gonna go 2-0. I think we keep another clean sheet.
Oh, imagine another game with another clean sheet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Joe, I don't know if anyone's seen it in the chat, but I think you were there, Danny. I was watching a Coventry live stream about the game. And the way there's a few teams I've watched afterwards, the way they speak about us, honestly, it's like we are Madrid.
Yeah,
they're proper bigging us up, saying they're a good team. You know, they're so good. They're really dangerous every time they attack. They're like they're going to score. If you talk to some Leeds fans, we don't create chances. You know,
I was saying this though because I listened to loads of Championship podcasts, and it's like even when we were complaining, they're all going, "Oh yeah, Leeds look really good." Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you've seen second tier's post. Who's going to win the league? Leeds. Anybody else?
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So. And that's them, and they can't stand us. So yeah,
and to think we're not really in full flow yet. I think the Cov game was close. That was a very good performance.
Yeah,
but there's more to go, isn't there? With them young lads, there is. That's yeah. But will we get there? Will we get that level? And hopefully they keep it up. That's the thing. Like I said, once you get into the latter end of the season, that's when the real tough test comes in. Because this league, that's when it can eat you up. You know, when it gets real tough. We saw it even on Bielsa, that run near the end of the year before we went on a really good one. What was it, 11 games, 2 wins in 11? Like, it happens to teams.
Of course.
Teams have a period in a season where it's a bit iffy for a few weeks. Can you get through it? And how long does that run go? That's the question. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will. We will see. But we're going in a good direction. We're going in a good direction, and long may it continue. And folks, a blip on the record, don't let it be terminal. It's not that big of an issue. You can't win every game of football, but I do think we'll win tomorrow. And if we don't, then we'll move on to Friday. So, listen, I think, we're doing it. Hey, God, I'm yawning. Sorry, mate. We're doing it. We're doing it the right way and controlling games. And more of the same on the road. Because, like I say, yet to still concede a goal away from home, which is absolutely insane. So hopefully that continues. 3-1 Lockie. I've gone 2-0. A steady 2-0. That seems to be the scoreline for me this season. Listen, folks, make sure you go on over and check Lockie's channel out. Make sure you subscribe here. Subscribe to Lockie. Show some love on the videos and content throughout the day. Smash me a like on your way out. There'll be a watch along tomorrow. As per, and a post-match reaction. It'll be a late one, of course, because is it the first midweek of the season, Lockie?
Yeah,
it is, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it's felt like games have been really far apart this year.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. It's the first midweek of the season, I think. Yeah, 1st of October. Yeah.
Very
Happy
nice.
days. And then obviously we play Friday as well. So we got 2 games in the week. So yeah. Look at how you feel now, and it was far countless last week. Not me, Nick. You must have been on about someone else. Unless you're talking to the chat. But I know you're not talking to us too, because we definitely were never Fark out and never have been. So there you go. But smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Lockie's channel. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out, folks, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye now.